Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 695th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And just to say, what a cracking game I've got for you today. Really exciting, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member First Prime, who has unusually bought a Seleucid faction. Now, First Prime's got 14 pikes, 4 cataphracts, and 2 chariots. Okay, if we have a look at the upgrades on his pikes, you'll see he's just got gold shield, gold attack. Now we know Seleucid morale is pretty poor, so just to have gold shield, gold attack on, I'm not sure if that's really great. I think they need at least a stripe on them to keep them fighting, you know, because their morale morale's so poor. But just look at the length of those Seleucid pikes that the enemy have got to fight down to kill the man on the other end. So he has got quite a few of those pikes there. If you have a look at his cataphracts here, you'll see that he's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cataphracts there. And you'll see his general has drawn his swordlet and is looking like he wants to move his troops forward there. So, as I say, 8 upgrades on his cataphracts. And just a word about his chariots there. Now remember, these chariots have got big attacking specifications. They got a massive fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, making them more susceptible to rout, but they also run amok. And remember, when these chariots run amok, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike, as they kill both friend and foe alike. And they seem to be stronger in amok mode than they do in normal mode, which always seems a bit strange to me. So there you are, that's First Prime's experimental Seleucid army. Notice anything? No archers. Okay, now their archers are pretty naff. They're only like mid-range, and they're not very good. They haven't got very good defense or anything like that. But remember, his 121-man units are incredibly susceptible to missile damage. So if you don't bring any archers, you'll have to be very careful how you use those pikes, because the enemy will be looking to target them if they can. So it'll be interesting to see how First Prime handles that army. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Lando. Now Lando's got his normal Roman army of 9 infantry, 6 archers and 5 cavalry. This is a standard Roman army that Lando brings. If you notice, he's got mixed upgrades. Some of his infantry have got 7 upgrades in experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack, and others have just got gold shield, gold attack. So as I say, he's got mixed upgrades on his infantry. He usually brings serious cavalry, and oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. And as we've said in many battles before, that fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry lifts them out of the elite cavalry bracket into the super cavalry bracket. So, and as I say, that's Lando's tried and tested, battle hardened army. He always brings this Roman army to the battlefield. I think he's very comfortable with that army. Be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Has got his very old Roman army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry, and that is another tried and tested battle army there. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member BARCLAYMAN. Now BARCLAYMAN once again has got this massive Carthage army of 19 Sacred Band spearmen and 1 cavalry, fast moving cavalry unit. Okay, 19 Sacred Band spearmen. Whoa, what a lot of infantry he's got there. And if I remember correctly, I think he's got mixed upgrades. There you go. Some of his spearmen have got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, and others of his spearmen have just got gold shield, gold attack. So he certainly has got mixed upgrades within his Sacred Band spearmen. But that is a massive amount of spearmen there. And also, I'd like to draw your attention to this cavalry unit here. Now, if you notice, he's got 7 upgrades on this armoured cavalry general. Now, just for those of you that like statistics, that gives him, okay, that gives him a 15 attack, 22 defense and 2 hit points. Now that makes this unit very difficult to kill. Now later on in the battle, this unit is going to play a pivotal role in this battle. Okay, just to give you a heads up on that, this unit's going to prove quite a pivotal role, as you will see. And as I say, it's a very difficult unit to kill, which will be very important later on. Okay, so there's our team, quite a diverse team, should be a great one for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto has got his standard Greek cities army of 12 Spartans and 8 Cretan archers. Okay, this is a tried and tested Greek cities army of Crypto, and those, make no mistake, those 8 Cretan archers bring massive firepower to his team there. Okay, so that's his standard Greek cities army, which he's got very good with. And as I say, those 8 Cretan archers bring a lot of firepower to the battlefield. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now, Pompey's got 7 chosen archers, 6 Gothic cavalry, 4 Knight Raiders and 3 Berserkers. Okay, so he's also got a lot of firepower here. Remember, these chosen archers got long range, really good defense, and they make excellent light infantry when they run out of arrows. So make no mistake, these are elite archers as well as the Cretan archers there. In fact, I believe they've got better defense than the Cretan archers. As I say, also he's got his 6 Gothic cavalry. Count the upgrades there. He's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. These guys have also got a 7 charge bonus. Check their specifications. They're very underestimated cavalry, these Gothic cavalry. And as I say, with their 7 charge bonus, they're pretty tough. And then we're going to move on to his infantry. Now he's got his Knight Raiders here. Okay, now remember, these Knight Raiders are good infantry in their own right, but they also bring a big fear factor. Now remember, the fear factor takes morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them, making them more susceptible to routing. I notice he's got 4 of those Knight Raiders, and then he's got the infamous Berserkers. Now remember, in this game they get 2 hit points. They've got effective against armor maces, excellent specifications. And remember, these Berserkers are based on real characters from the past. Berserkers in the past used to either have a cocktail of drugs before a battle, they were drunk, or they had mental health issues, and the moment they got into battle they literally went berserk, and both friend and foe alike gave them a wide berth in battle because they literally killed anything in front of them. There's stories of them being naked, running around after a battle covered in blood and gore, howling like banshees. So in this game, I think the makers of this game have really tried to reflect the fear that these guys must have put into enemy troops there, because as I say, they've got a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them, and as I say, making enemy troops more susceptible to routing. So that combination of Knight Raiders and Berserkers there with their morale sapping abilities will be a real problem, I think, for our team. But not a lot of infantry there, no chosen axemen at all. So we've just gone for the fear factor of the Knight Raiders and the Berserkers there. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Spearman. Now Spearman has got 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. This is his standard 31k Roman army. You'll notice his forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack, because these are the guys that are going to take the pillars, make first contact with the enemy. And then his rear units that more elite, they've got 7 upgrades on, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So I say he's got mixed upgrades within his infantry. And then a quick look at his cavalry. He usually brings serious cavalry. Yep, there you are. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. And of course he's got his 4 cheap mid-range archers there. But that is a very tried and tested, battle-hardened army there of spearmen. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks. Now Steve has got 14 Spartans and 2 Cretan archers. Okay, 14 Spartans and 2 Cretan archers there. So their team is very diverse there, and is a pretty solid team, I think. Now if we move over to our right flank here, you will see that BARCLAYMAN has made a good tactical move here. As we know, Crypto usually runs his archers forward at the beginning of a battle to try and shoot arrows into the opposition army across the battlefield from him as they run over to team up with their teammates. Okay, as we know, we see him do that in most battles with his Roman army or this Greek cities army. Well, BARCLAYMAN has anticipated that movelet, and there you are, he's got his cavalry unit there ready to counter those archers. Let's say if you do the same tactic in each battle, you become predictable, and there you can see that BARCLAYMAN was ready for that move. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd do something a little bit unusual. What I want to do is have a look at both teams here and ask you, which team do you feel has got the best combination? Now we've got Steve Longshanks with Greek cities in the enemy team, so he's got those elite Spartan units with their 2 hit points, excellent specifications, excellent morale. Okay, and then you've got Spearman's tried and tested, battle hardened Roman army there. Okay, so there's 2 veteran armies there. Then you've got the Germanic army there. Now what I refer to Germanic infantry is shock troops. Okay, these guys take the morale away from enemy troops. They got fantastic specifications, good attacking specifications, and as I say, I think there was a Germanic shock troops there, so they're really good. And then you've got those elite Spartans of crypto. Okay, so I think they've got a really good, strong combination of factions here. I don't know what you guys, but I mean, Greek cities, Rome, Germania, and Greek cities. I mean, that to me is a really strong combination. Now we've got Carthage, as you can see. We've got Rome. And we've got Seleucid. So out of the two teams, who do you think has faction advantage? Before the battle starts, please put your thoughts in the comments, because I'd be interested to know who you think has got the best faction combination in this battle. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out as well. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I want us all to concentrate on this general armoured bodyguard cavalry unit of Barclayman here. Can you see how far he's taken it over to the flank there, nearly on the red line? Now what he wants to do there is just move slowly around behind the enemy team. Now believe it or not, this cavalry unit could well have a pivotal role to play in this battle. Okay, remember, it's got quite good upgrades on. It's got 2 hit points. As I say, good defense, and it's very difficult to kill, but that one lonely cavalry unit could have a big influence on this battle, as you will see a little bit later on. Okay, so as I say, we're going to keep an eye on that cavalry unit. Meanwhile, over here on our left flank, you'll see Lando moving his archers forward there and his infantry. As we know, and as we've said in other battle videos, Lando, very, very aggressive attacking player. And as you can see there, laying his credentials once again on the table of moving his army forward. I don't think retreat is in his vocabulary. It's always attack there. He's got his cavalry locked and loaded as well. As I say, this is going to be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at First Prime's battle formation there. You can see there, it looks quite interesting, but make no mistake, Crypto's already bringing his Cretan archers over here, because I think that the enemy team will be looking to target poor old First Prime's Seleucid pikemen there. As I said, remember those 120 man units are extremely susceptible to archer damage, and looking at the amount of archers that the enemy team have got, make no mistake, they will be targeting First Prime's 120 man units there. So as I say, First Prime's going to have to be extremely careful on how he uses his pike unit there. Look at these spearmen's archers there as well. So if you just look at the sheer number of archers that the enemy team could bring to bear onto First Prime's Seleucid pikemen there. Okay, once again, just like to show you Barclayman's cavalry unit there, moving very slowly around the side. We often call Barclay Sneaky Barclayman, or Sneaky Barc, because this is one of his sneaky moves, but is going to be incredibly pivotal to the battle, as you will see later on. Okay, as I say, you can see here Crypto running his Cretan archers forward here. Make no mistake, as I say, the enemy team will be looking to target our Seleucid ally there. Poor old First Prime's going to get a hammering from archers there, no matter what we do, I think, to be honest. As you can see, I'm going to move my infantry forward here to try and put a bit of distance between the archers and our Seleucid ally there. But here I can see Crypto here got his archers in close tight formation, for more impact and more damage, and make no mistake, he is going to be targeting our Seleucid ally. Right, you can see I'm going to run a couple of cavalry units forward here to try and chase off those archers as best I can, but I don't usually like doing that, because usually if you do that with cavalry, when the archers stop and you turn round to retreat, you usually lose a lot of your cavalry. Okay, so now I'm going to have to pull that cavalry unit back. Now you look at the casualties that I take as I come back. You'll see the arrows coming in like rain. Look at the casualties I just took for no gain at all. Okay, I chased the archers back a bit, but I lost all those cavalry there really for no gain at all. So I am a bit hesitant to do that. But you know, I was just trying to put a bit of distance between the archers and our allies there. Okay, so let's pause the game for a second here. So as I say, you can see here Crypto running those long-range Cretan archers forward again, trying to do as much damage as he can to First Prime's pikemen there. So what I'm going to do now, instead of sending a cavalry unit forward that could get damaged by those archers, I'm going to run my infantry forward there and try and chase those archers back a little bit. there. But as I say, once again, keep an eye on Sneaky Barc's armoured cavalry general there. Remember, that unit's very hard to kill, got 2 hit points, 22 defence with the upgrades it's got on. That will all prove to be very pivotal later on in the battle. So as I say here, I'm going to run my infantry forward here, try and chase those Cretan archers back a bit there. So Crypto can't use them as much as he would like to there. He's going to have to move those Cretan archers back now with my infantry moving towards them there. As I say, I lost a lot of cavalry last time I used a cavalry unit there. So as I say, I'm very hesitant to use cavalry against archers because of the reason that you saw there. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, you can see that First Prime's already lost a lot of his troops there to archer fire. Now First Prime's going to have to make a decision later on in this battle. Is he just going to stand there and let his army get shot to pieces, or is he going to try and attack? He's going to have to make a decision there, because make no mistake, the enemy will be targeting his units there all the time through the battle. As I say, you can see I'm moving my infantry forward there, but as I say, you can see the enemy archers ranging down onto First Prime's 120 man units, and I think he's going to suffer a lot of casualties there. And as I say, First Prime's going to have to make a decision there. Does he stand and let his army get shot to pieces, or is he going to attack? It's always difficult with Seleucids, I think, because they were up. Now he has decided he's not going to hang around anymore. He is now going to attack, and I think that really is the best decision for him there. If we pause the game just for a second, look how many men he's lost already from archer fire. That's just standing there, just his infantry standing there. That's the men he's lost already. Now he could see he's going to lose loads more, because he can see the enemy are really targeting his units there. And so he's decided that rather than just stand there and, as I say, get shot to pieces, he's now going to attack that Spartan army of Steve Longshanks in front of him. And to be honest with you, I think that's the best move. You know, it's better than just standing there and just being shot to pieces. Attack the enemy, at least you're going to cause some casualties. Also, of course, Barclayman here, he's got a difficult decision with Carthage. He wants to stay close enough to help if he can, but he wants to stay out of archer range at the same time, because of course the archers will cause his units a lot of damage as well. So I always think it's difficult for the Carthage general, because he's only got slingers. If he hasn't got slingers, but that's the only good missile troops they've got, and of course they're short range. So really the Carthage general has just got to try and keep his units out of archer range for as long as he can. Once again, we're going to have a look at this armoured cavalry general unit here. Once again, he could prove pivotal to the battle, as I said. If you have a look at the enemy team there, you might guess why he's going to prove pivotal. I know veterans probably will, but newer players might not see it yet. Okay, but as I say, here you can see First Prime running his depleted pike units forward there to take on Steve's Spartans there. Okay, you can see, as I say, First Prime going to be very aggressive now with his pike units. Even if he loses those pike units, at least he's going to be killing some of the enemy instead of just being shot to pieces there. Right. Okay, so we've been watching this cavalry unit of Barclayman's for a long time. Now, what do you think he's going to do at this stage of the battle with that cavalry unit? Okay, now carefully look at the enemy armies there. Okay, look at the factions that we're up against. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he might charge forward and maybe go for the enemy archers, charge into the rear of the enemy archers? Is that what you think he might do? Or do you think he might even attack the rear of that Germanic cavalry unit? But just look at the factions that we're fighting and see what would be the best target for that fast moving cavalry unit. Have a close look. I know veterans will probably guess what he's going to do, but newer players to Rome Total War, what do you think he's going to do with that cavalry unit? Okay, he looks like he's going to go for the archers there, doesn't he? Right, now that Germanic cavalry unit's going to intercept him. Okay, you can see he's been intercepted there. They're going to intercept him now, and bang, as he charges in. But look at the units that he's aiming for. Okay, can you see the units that he's going for there? Can you see the berserker units? Can you see his cavalry now are trying to activate the berserker units there? Right, let's just pause the game. So, remember, that's just a great move there by Barclayman, sneaky Barclayman there, took that unit round the back. And remember, with berserker units, if an enemy unit gets close or touches them, it activates them. And remember, when a berserker unit is activated, the Germanic general loses all control of those berserker units, and they just charge at the nearest enemy units. Okay, so that was a really great move there by BARCLAYMAN there. He's activated 2 of Pompey's berserker units now. Pompey's got no control over them at all, and they're just going to run forward, hopefully, from our point of view, into our spears, because that's what we really want. Okay, so BARCLAYMAN come all the way around there with that cavalry unit, got in behind them, and then charged in. You notice how he went on an angle there as he charged in, and I thought he did extremely well with that cavalry unit there. And as I say, those 2 berserker units now completely out of the Germanic general's control, and they're just going to charge at the nearest enemy units there. So as I say, nice move there by BARCLAYMAN. And newer players to Rome Total War, that is a pretty good tactic that you might want to look at, because he does this on quite a regular basis with a cavalry unit, sparking off berserkers there, you know, like activating them. So that was a good tactic there, and that's why I wanted to concentrate on that tactic, because I thought you might find that interesting. Okay, meanwhile over here you'll see, as I say, First Prime Seleucids with their long pikes taking on Steve's Greek city units there, but all the time those archers are still ranging down on to poor old First Prime's pikeman there. He's getting a bit of revenge here, hitting the archers with his cataphracts, and bang as he charges in there. And he's got his chariots there as well, but remember, those chariots, they do run amok if they get fire arrowed. Right here you can see one of the berserker units that were activated, charging forward there, and then it's you see that it's deactivated. Now he's activated it again there, but as I say, Carthage, our Carthage ally, BARCLAYMAN, has moved his spear units forward there, so I'm thinking he'll be able to take that berserker unit out quite quickly there. And as I say, I think First Prime is not doing too bad against the Spartans there, and as I say, he made a good move in attacking rather, as I say, than just standing around getting shot to pieces. Now you'll see over here on the left flank that you've got First Prime's cataphracts, and you've got Lando's fully upgraded cavalry. Right now this could be bad news for us. If you notice that one of the chariots there has now run amok. Okay, now this the enemy team fire arrowed him there, look. And if fire arrows hit these chariots, it tends to panic them and make them run amok. So now you can see the fire arrows coming in. I think it's from Pompey's chosen archers there. So that unit now has gone completely out of control of First Prime, and that unit now will attack anything close by it. Hopefully it attack the enemy Spartans there. But it could attack anything. It could attack our cavalry or infantry, and when it runs amok, it seems to be more powerful than what it is in normal mode there. Let me just say here, I think, as I say, First Prime with the long pikes of the Seleucids have done well against the Spartans there, but I'm just a bit worried about their morale. Remember, they had no experience stripes on them. Now here you can see those berserker units that were activated by BARCLAYMAN's fast-moving cavalry unit now are coming up against spears. Now remember, spears and pikes kill barbarian troops quite quickly, including berserkers. So that's good for us. Here you'll see that Crypto is attacking my forward units in my battle formation there. So I'm just going to hold and try and pin as many units as I can attack me. If you notice here, I'm moving my cavalry out to the right with a view of maybe smashing into those archers that have been causing us so many casualties. But my guess is the enemy may well see that and bring reinforcements over to that flank. Okay, as I say, you can see a lot of BARCLAYMAN's Carthage Sacred Band units still completely intact. And remember, he had 19 of those Sacred Band spear units, so he can move them around the battlefield where he wants there. He can support all over the place there, and which is what he usually does there. But you can see those 2 berserker units there are going straight into his spear units. Here, as I say, you can see Crypto's Greek cities attack the forward units of my battle formation there. Now see those berserkers there, look, they've taken morale away from those 2 Carthage Sacred Band units and routed them there. And this is a great combination attack there with Crypto's Spartans and a berserker unit. That's a very powerful combination there. You've got the fear factor of the berserker units plus its attacking specifications backed up by Spartans. Plus he's got the Spartan general there giving morale bonus. So that's a very powerful combination attack there. And as I say, you can see, I think Steve Longshanks, his Spartans there attacking the Seleucids there. You've got Lando's infantry backing up the Seleucids, and they've got their cavalry over there as well. Okay, so there's a overview of the battlefield as it stands at the moment. Okay, and as I say, my infantry there, I'm just going to try and hold and pin as many enemy troops as I can. But look at this mass of Cretan archers there, of cryptos. Imagine the firepower in their close, tight formation that they're bringing down onto our troops. As I say, they will be targeting probably our Carthage ally as well as our Seleucid ally now. So that's a heck of a lot of firepower they've got there. You can see Spearman here looking like he's going to attack my battle formation as well as his Greek city's ally there. As I say, Spearman and Crypto, they work together really well. Right, there's a nice cavalry hit there going into our ally from Spearman, and bang, as he charges in there. That's a massive cavalry attack and a nice angled attack there. He spotted there was an angled hit there where he could do the most damage, and he went in well and took out, unfortunately for us, our SBQR allies lost a lot of infantry there with that cavalry hit. Okay, now over here, I was just going to charge my cavalry into that big clump of archers, but the enemy spotted it. Okay, I was just going to smash into those Cretan archers there and those Germanic archers, but I thought the enemy might spot it, and you can see the Germanic general bringing his cavalry over. You got Spearman bringing his cavalry over, and Spearman moving his infantry over there as well to protect that flank from my cavalry taking out their archers. So that's a heck of a lot of reinforcements there. So the best thing for me to do is move my cavalry back. As I say, you can see Crypto here making some inroads into my infantry formation with his Spartans. Here you can see that the Carthage Sacred Band units are doing well against the Berserkers, but here we've got some bad news. It looks to me like all of First Prime's pike units have now been routed. Now, as I said, do you remember at the beginning of the battle I said there was no experienced stripes on these pike units, and because their morale so poor, if you don't put an experienced stripe on them, they are susceptible to routing. They've been damaged by archer fire, make no mistake about that. Then the pressure of the Spartans has routed them. Now we've got Lando's SBQR infantry, 4 units there in behind the routing Seleucid pikemen here. Now here is First Prime's chariot here that has run amok. Okay, now look, he's killing his allies' troops here. This is a problem with bringing chariots. Once they run amok, as I say, they just go out of their general's control and they just kill anything, allied troops as well as enemy troops, and they seem to be more powerful in amok mode. Look how they're killing Lando's troops there and just pouring into them, just causing so much damage. I've seen whole cavalry units get taken out by allies' amok chariots, and that can be a bit frustrating. Okay, so over here you can see the Julii cavalry looks like it's going to come in on Lando's fully upgraded cavalry there, and bang as he charges in there. Now I believe I've got my cavalry on the flank there, which I'm going to charge in. Okay, so as I say here, all of First Prime's Seleucid pikemen here look like they've routed. Okay, so that is bad news for us, and that would be lowering the morale of our other units there. When routing allies run through your troops, it lowers the morale. Here you can see the enemy Greek cities closing in on our Carthage ally with those victorious Spartans there that have just routed our Seleucid allies, so their morale will be good. Okay, as I say here, that group of Carthage Sacred Band units trying to take out that Berserker unit, but over here on the right flank you'll see the enemy attacking. There's a Berserker unit coming in here as well to attack my units along with his Greek city and allies, Julii allies there. If you notice, read the writing here, you'll see intimidated by nearby enemy. Okay, intimidated by nearby enemy there, because they've got Night Raiders there, remember, with their morale sapping abilities, as well as that Berserker unit with its massive morale sapping ability as well. Okay, so as I say, you can see here over on our right flank, and I'm going to bring my cavalry in as well. We got Lando's cavalry against the enemy Julii cavalry there, and I can see the Germanic cavalry going to move over here as well. But there you can see that charging in there, and I think my cavalry's coming in. There you are. You can see my Scipii cavalry going to come in there and hit the enemy Julii cavalry. Get ready for this, and bang! As it smashes in there. Right, can you see the Germanic cavalry being brought into the fray as well now? You can see Pompey bringing the Germanic cavalry in, look, and bang! bang, as that smashes in there as well. Routed one of my cavalry units on impact there, I think, as it charged in. We've got Julii infantry being thrown into the fray as well here. So you've got Germanic cavalry with those great upgrades on. We've got that Julii infantry. I see there's Germanic Knight Raider units there as well. You can see Alando's going to recharge there with his cavalry. Look, he's going to charge in there and bang as he charges in. Now what I'm thinking here is we could sandwich Spearman's army here if I turn with my cavalry and charge in there, let's see. So if we just pause the game for a second, we've got Lando's cavalry coming in from one side and my cavalry coming in from the other, sandwiching the enemy Julii infantry there. Can you see Spearman's infantry is sandwiched there? Only trouble is the Germanic cavalry is pulled back, locked and loaded, and is getting ready to recharge into us there. Okay, and as I say, these Cretan archers have been a pain all the way through the battle in that close tight formation there, causing us massive casualties with the volume of arrows they can shoot into us. Here you can see BARCLAYMAN's got his Carthage Sacred Band up against the Spartans there of both Crypto and Steve Longshanks. Okay, there's units there, but also you've got First Prime's well upgraded cataphracts here, which will be looking to smash into the back of the engaged Spartan units there. Make no mistake about that. First Prime will be using all his experience to use those cataphracts in the best way. And also don't forget that Lando's archers, also in close tight formation, have been causing the enemy a lot of casualties there as well. Okay, remember, archers in close tight formation gives them more impact, more penetration and more damage that they do to the enemy troops. Right, so here you can see, I got a feeling those Germanic cavalry are going to charge in. They're locked and loaded. Right, here they come. Pompey's going to charge them in there. Get ready for this. It wouldn't surprise me if Lando pulled his cavalry back before the impact. Bang! As that cavalry charges in there, as I say, Lando's pulled his cavalry back, so he's not going to take the full impact of that cavalry. He lost a couple of units there, but he moved most of his cavalry back. I've got my cavalry there as well. We may well counterattack here, but you can see the Greek city Spartans plus that berserker unit attacking the forward units of my army there. As you know, my infantry has it's just been holding there against these enemy troops, and as I say, that's a morale sapping unit there. But over on our left flank here you can see that First Prime's using his cavalry extremely well, getting in behind enemy troops. But unfortunately here you can see one of his units, one of his cataphract units, has been routed, and more of BARCLAYMAN's units have been routed here. There's a rallied unit, I think, of pikemen there, of Seleucid pikemen, that's just been routed as well. So you can see the Spartans, the enemy Spartans, are doing well on that flank. But as I say, First Prime's doing well with his cataphracts there as well, trying to help BARCLAYMAN out as much as he can. And as I say, don't forget the archers there will be shooting in to the Spartans there. There'll be a lot of dead Spartans from arrow kills there, I think, as well. Okay, so as I say, here on the right flank you can see we're making some inroads into the enemy. Now remember, here comes that Germanic cavalry once again with their 7 charge bonus, and bang! As it smashes in there. Took out some of Lando's infantry units there. That was a nice hit there. And here you are, you can see I'm going to charge my cavalry in as well. Going to try and hit that Germanic cavalry, and bang! As I'm like, battle damage cavalry going. It looks like we've taken the general out there, Germanic general there. Did it look like got taken out? So here you are, you can see there a real fierce battle. You can see some enemy Julii infantry joining the fray. There's my cavalry, look, up against Germanic cavalry. We've got Cretan archers being alt-attacked, so they're going to be coming in with their swords. We've got Julii infantry coming in as well there. Okay, so it might be a good idea for me to pull my cavalry out. Don't really want to leave it there. As I say, the Greek cities here and the Julii and that berserker unit has been attacking my battle formation there for some time. Okay, but also I'd just like to show you a great bit of teamwork here. Can you see that BARCLAYMAN has brought 2 of his spear units through my battle formation there, so they're now taking a bit of the strain there of the Greek cities and that berserker unit that's attacking my units. But also I'd like to show you something here. You'll see that my army is morale based. Can you see I've got my infantry general and 2 eagle units, so that neutralizes the morale sapping abilities of berserkers and night raiders. Okay, so having 2 eagle units and a general unit giving extra morale to my troops, as I say, neutralizes the morale sapping abilities of enemy units. But you've got the Spartans here looking like they're going to come in on my flank here, if you notice that. As I say, you can see several of Barclayman's units have been routed by the Spartans there. But as I say, Lando's archers will be shooting almost point blank into the rear of those Spartan units. So make no mistake, he's going to get some good kills there, I would think. But as I say, the alarming part here is that Spartans could hit my battle formation possibly from the flank there. And as I say, my cavalry are engaged there with Germanic cavalry. You've got those archers, those Cretan archers being auto-attacked. And you've got Julii infantry coming in behind me. Right, if you notice there, the Germanic general has pulled his cavalry back, so I'm going to pull my cavalry out of the fray as well there. My cavalry now is extremely battle damaged and tired, so I'm going to have to be very careful how I use my cavalry. Otherwise, it could be taken out quite easily now. You can see that Germanic cavalry moving around the flank. Okay, so I wanted to show you something here. You notice my infantry has been defensive all battle. Well, I've just decided to do a surge attack forward here because I noticed the enemy, you see Spearman's units are facing backwards. He must have been frightened about cavalry or enemy troops coming in on his rear. There, can you see? He must have been thinking that my cavalry is going to come in behind, because if you notice, all his units are facing backwards there. So I'm now charging into the rear of Spearman's units there with a surge attack. Plus you've got Lando's SBQ or cavalry coming in as well. There you are. Let's see, if you notice, all of Spearman's infantry units there are facing backwards. So I think he was worried that he was going to get hit in the rear by cavalry, or maybe some of our infantry there. So as I say, as soon as I saw that he was facing rear, I thought, right, okay, let's move out of defence and do a surge attack and attack the rear of his troops there. You can see also our Carthage ally coming in from his flank as well. Let's say you can see SBQ or infantry there and some Carthage units looking to neutralise that Germanic cavalry. I think that's a nice move there by both our allies. But as I say, here you can see my Scipii infantry doing a surge attack. Then you've got the SBQ or cavalry of Lando charging like a bang as that charges in there. So as I say, now we're attacking the rear, if you like, of those Julii troops. My guess is that Spearman now has turned his infantry to face the threat there, but we would have caused a lot of casualties probably before we did that. Nice cavalry charge, like a bang, as Pompey's Germanic cavalry charges into some of Lando's SBQ or infantry, routing a couple of units there. Nice hit there by Pompey. Now you can see that those Cretan archers have been auto-attacked as well. Okay, but here we've routed a lot of those Julii units. Now, of course, as you know, those of you that watch our battle videos regularly will know I should be trying to go for that Julii general, take that Julii general out, take the morale bonus away from the enemy team. There's another Germanic cavalry charge going in there like a bang, hammer and anvil attack. The Cretan archers with the anvil and the Germanic cavalry with a hammer there, trying to take out more of Lando's SBQR troops. Good news for us, we've routed the Julii general. In fact, he's now been killed, so that's taking the morale bonus away from the enemy troops. You can see here I'm moving my Scipii troops forward now to help take out those Cretan archers there, and that's good news for us. We've taken out the Greek city's general, so that's good news for us there. You can see just a few Spartan units left now, and you can see that our Carthage ally is chasing them. And we've even got some Seleucid pike units that have rallied and come back into the fray. And of course I've got my Scipii infantry that I may well decide to attack those Spartan units with there as well. So at this stage of the battle it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. And I think that was the last of the enemy units there. Yeah, there's one unit left, and he's just routed there. So, as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. But I say it was a pretty close battle there. I would like to say I would think there. And as I say, you can see the battle was quite spread out. Over here on the right flank here, you can see there was that big, massive cavalry battle. There was lots of cavalry action going on over here on the right flank, as you can see by the number of cavalry dead there. So you can always tell that whenever there has been a lot of cavalry action. There you can see the Germanic Knight Raiders there with their black shields. You can see a lot of them dead amongst the amongst the cavalry there, some dead Cretan archers as well. So you can see that was quite a big cavalry hit there. And as we move across the battlefield here, you'll see that the Spartans there were attacking the forward units of my battle formation. And as we move further across here, as I say, you can see more dead Spartans. As I said before, the red cloak Spartans dead really show up on the battlefield with the green grass background, like you can really see their red cloaks there. And as we move further across the battlefield there, you can see that looks like a Spartan and Carthage battle there, doesn't it? Looking at the dead with a few SBQR units in as well, but it definitely looks like Spartans and Carthage battle there. And then over here you can see it looks like another almost cavalry battle there. You can see the Seleucid cataphracts there, a lot of dead cataphracts there where they were killing those Spartans, charging into the back of them, hammer and anvil attack with his Carthage ally. You can see a lot of dead there, but look at the Seleucid dead there. You can see that's a big clump of Seleucid dead. If we move over here, you can see where the chariots got taken out there. My guess is a lot of the chariots were probably archered to death, like a load of arrows probably killed a lot of these chariots. But it was a good tactic by the enemy troops there to make our chariots run amok, because I know that if they're near our troops, we would lose a lot of troops from those amok chariots there. So I say quite a spread out battle, and you can see where the intense part of the fighting is just by the amount of dead that you can see there. So as I say, looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Now, I thought this was going to be a close battle. I just like to say really well played to everybody in the game, and I was very surprised to see it was an average victory there. So very, very surprised to see that. And of course, the highest kills of the game goes to Steve Longshanks. 1,610 kills, so good kills for Steve's Greek cities army. Remember, that army of his is a tried and tested Greek cities army, and he did really well with that. So well done to Steve. So well done to Crypto, got some really good kills as well with his Greek cities army. I'm guessing a lot of his kills are from those 8 Cretan archers that he was shooting into us all the way through the game. Well done to Pompey, probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there. But I think that might have been an experimental Germanic army he was using. And of course, he had his berserkers activated for him before he was ready by BARCLAYMAN. Well done to Spearman. He probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to either there. But I thought he played well. I noticed he was supporting all over the battlefield. And as I say, well done to Steve. Highest kills in the game. Notice he's only got 3 men left in the battlefield. He started off with 1,281. He's just got 3 men left, if you notice. Look at the rest of the numbers that we've got men remaining. He's only got 3. So I thought that was quite interesting. My kills, not very good, but if you notice, I was defensive in that battle, just holding and pinning there. Remember, RTW rewards attacking aggressive players with good kills. If you're defensive, you don't tend to get that many kills. And as you can see there, my kills, not that great, really. Well done to First Prime. Now, bearing in mind he lost all his pike units quite earlier on in the battle to get that many kills, I think he did really well with that. And bearing in mind he was being shot to pieces by archers too. Well done to Lando. Got the I think he got the 2nd highest kills in the game. So well done to him. And well done to BARCLAYMAN, was supporting all over the battlefield with his 19 Sacred Band pikemen and that great activation he did. Activation he did with his cavalry unit for the berserkers. And I thought it was quite a diverse battle at Rome, Seleucid, Rome and Carthage in our team, and the enemy got Greek cities, Germania, Rome and Greek cities in their team. So do you think that either team had a faction advantage, or do you think it was quite even? Please put your comments in the comments, because I think it's nice to read your thoughts on our battles. This is Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed this one. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.